Oh hey, I heard you were moving to Durham. If that's the case, then you will want to know what areas provide the best quality of life for the best price. As a person who's lived here all of their life, let me give you my 2 cents on where you should live. The neighborhoods that I'm going to go over in this video are perfect for raising families in, but could also be enjoyed by pretty much any person. I will be taking into account price, safety, space, and location. So welcome to Durham, and let's get into this video. Alright, let's get into number 5, which is Northgate Park. Northgate Park is a neighborhood that consists of mostly mid-20th century homes. The reason why it's called Northgate Park is because it's centered around a park called Northgate Park. This park holds some of Durham's hidden gems, such as a full-scale dinosaur statue, tennis courts, a dog park, and tons of room for your kids to play. This neighborhood is in a great location centered just across the highway from Northgate Mall. This means that you're in close range to downtown, and so you can drive there in probably about 7 minutes. Northgate Park is at a really good deal right now, being so close to downtown with the average home sale price between $200,000 to $250,000. In my opinion, this neighborhood is the most undervalued neighborhood in Durham at the moment, so now is a perfect time to jump in. The property sizes in this neighborhood range from like compact to mid-size, so don't expect like a huge plot of land, but expect to have a nice back and front yard. Now, living in this area is actually very safe. Kids run around all day playing in the park, and there's tons of families and a great community centered around this neighborhood. Of course, I have common sense, but that's with any neighborhood. Now, if you're thinking of raising kids in this neighborhood is great for it. You have access to downtown, tons of biking and walking trails. They'll love it. Overall, this is a very nice neighborhood close to downtown that hasn't appreciated like crazy yet. So if you're looking for a spot next to downtown, I would definitely check out this one. All right, let's get into number 4, which is Parkwood. Parkwood is a fairly popular location for people looking to move to Durham. It is a more heavily regulated neighborhood and has a very strong HOA. Like that or not, it is one of the best neighborhoods for raising your kids. Now, Parkwood is located in southern Durham near Highway 55 and is home to Parkwood Elementary. I have tons of friends who grew up here going to these schools and they all loved it. Now, this neighborhood is practically made for raising a family with very low crime rates and a great community built around it. People have block parties and get-togethers all the time. My friends that grew up here say their childhood mostly consisted of biking around the neighborhood with their friends or playing pickup baseball games at the community field. Now, Parkwood is actually very affordable for what you get. The homes can go as low as $130,000 and on average are about $200,000. Like the last neighborhood, when looking at property size, you're probably not going to get like acres and acres of land, but you'll definitely have a nice front and backyard. Parkwood has a few parks within it as well as a convenience store. They also have a clubhouse and community baseball field. Groceries and anything you really need is most likely within an 8-minute drive of Parkwood. Now, Parkwood is extremely safe with 83% of people saying that they would feel comfortable walking around at night. Overall, if you're looking to raise a family in Durham, Parkwood is a fantastic option. The only con with the neighborhood is you're giving up that downtown access. It takes about 20 minutes from there to downtown. All right, let's get into number 3, which is Woodcroft. Woodcroft is a neighborhood that's full of walking and hiking trails, as well as a couple sports fields. Located between Southpoint Mall and Jordan High School, this neighborhood really has everything that you're gonna need. The many walking trails weave throughout Woodcroft, and that makes it easy to stay healthy as you raise your family. Woodcroft has a clubhouse that has tennis courts and a pool. They even have a couple soccer fields that I used to play on back in middle school. This neighborhood is located right next to some grocery stores as well as some restaurants, so you can even walk to restaurants if you want to. One more notable thing about Woodcroft that they have to offer is they probably have the smoothest roads that I've ever driven on. Now, if you're looking to move to this neighborhood, the average price that you're going to expect to pay is around $250,000, although this can go down if you're looking at the condo section of Woodcroft, but if you're buying a house, expect to spend about $250,000. And so the space depends on if you're buying a condo or buying a house. If you're buying a condo, you will likely have not that much backyard and front yard space, but if you're buying a house, then you most likely will. Now, Woodcroft is a very safe neighborhood, but you can pretty much walk around at all times of night, and you'll be completely fine. There are also a couple of bars nearby, so the nightlife is actually all right. All right, let's talk about kid compatibility. Now, if you're thinking of raising a family here, you really cannot go wrong. I mean, you're right next to Jordan High School. You can go send your kids to Githens Middle School, and I went to both of those schools, and I love them. And like I mentioned earlier, if you want to get your kid into sports, they also have basketball courts and those soccer fields. Number 2, Hope Valley. Now, Hope Valley is an amazing neighborhood to live in for pretty much every reason you can possibly think of. This neighborhood would be the number 1 on my list, but it carries a little bit of a price tag. Saying this, it is still worth every penny if you can afford it. Now, Hope Valley is a very large neighborhood, but generally it is located in southwest Durham, about a 10-minute drive from downtown. Now, Hope Valley comes equipped with a beautiful golf course and a country club. The golf course runs throughout the neighborhood and the houses all surround it. There are many walking paths in this neighborhood, and you can walk along the golf course, you can walk to the tennis courts, the pool, or the best sledding hill in Durham. As you drive through this neighborhood, you cannot help but feel happy. There are so many beautiful homes that are so intricately designed. As far as home prices go in Hope Valley, the sky is really the limit. The average sale price is $359,000, and you can find houses as low as $200,000, and you can find houses upwards of $5 million. When it comes to the space of these houses, this is one of the areas where you can be close to downtown and have a lot of land if you're willing to spend that money. Most houses here, though, have a great front yard and backyard, and the really big houses can even have like their own lake or their own basketball courts. As far as safety goes, Hope Valley is probably the safest neighborhood in Durham, and you can walk around at all hours without a care in the world. All right, now as far as kid compatibility goes, you really can't go wrong with Hope Valley. It's a great community, great people, and tons of other kids for your kids to grow up with. Okay, before we get into number one, I'm going to say a quick honorable mention, and that is Southpoint. There's not really that much to say about it. It's a great neighborhood. It's close to the mall. Nothing really more than that. Okay, number one, Forest Hills. This neighborhood offers Forest Hills Park, a pool, tennis courts, a clubhouse, and a playground. The houses in this neighborhood are beautiful and historical, and Forest Hills Park is a great place to like run or pick up sports. The average home price in this neighborhood is $454,000. But wait, hear me out. This sounds expensive at first glance, but that's really just factoring in the prices of all the beautiful, gigantic historical homes. If you live on the outskirts, you can get a much better price and still live in this beautiful neighborhood. In fact, my house is on the outskirts of this neighborhood, and we bought our home for $200,000, put about $50,000 in fixing it up, and now it's worth $300,000. Most of the houses in this neighborhood have a nice front and backyard, but some of the more expensive houses can have a lot of land. This is pretty much the last neighborhood that you can have land in before you get to downtown, and downtown is about a 6-minute drive. As far as safety goes, this neighborhood is fairly safe. I mean, I would feel comfortable walking around at night, but I definitely keep my guard up. As far as kid compatibility goes for this neighborhood has a great community, and your kids will be perfectly happy here, playing around in the park, on the playground. It's a great place to raise a family. Overall, I would recommend Forest Hills for people who need or want to be close to downtown. Maybe you have a job, or maybe you just really like downtown, but they still want the front and the backyard and the nice house with the greenery all around. Then Forest Hills is perfect for you. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope it brought you some value and helped you figure out where you're gonna live when you move to Durham. If you wanna learn more about Durham's real estate or personal finance, then I recommend you follow along with my channel because I'll be going into all that in other videos. Thank you so much and have a nice day.